Comfortable, sure. Howdy, what up? This is Mondo here with Shay. Say hi, Shay.
Hello, everyone.
We're here in the Full Think Creations Facebook group and all my content creation place where I put everything. And we're going to be wrapping up the Love is Blind episode 10 and 11 is what we have. And so before we get started, we want to do some housekeeping stuff. And just tell you a little bit about my business with JLA Realty. I've been super busy, Shay, with learning how to and learning more about short sales and foreclosures. Yeah, so
Fascinating stuff.
yes, and so there's 6 big chapters. I've pretty much been sitting down from when I stopped riding my bike this morning, from like 10 to now. Well, 10 to about 10 minutes ago until I sent you the link.
Wow. Busy.
I've pretty much been, it's really interesting at real estate, and there's so many avenues that an agent, licensed agent can go in their business. And so I see this will be a good niche, along with the other sectors of real estate that I would be interested in, along with the traditional, home buying, home selling processes and stuff. And so, unfortunately, unfortunately, but people, losing their jobs, they're getting jobs so they can afford stuff, and they, may or not be behind the mortgage payments, whatever. So this would be a good tool for me to use to serve my clients better and know everything, the ins and outs, because there's a lot of moving parts to a short sale and or foreclosure sale. And so, I want to make sure I educate my clients on the best move for them to do. And so I spent almost all day getting specialized, certified, and I'm almost done. Going to wrap it up probably by tomorrow afternoon, and all that good stuff. But along with that, the traditional buyer representation, seller representation, home buying, seller lease, or investing is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm pretty excited about it. And there's a lot more, like when I looked up the courses and stuff, there's like a ton more specialty that I can get into. So we'll see. It'll be good.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good for you. You're really providing a service to so many people that may not have had an option before or didn't think they had an option before.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if short sale is like something that if they owe more than what is owed on the house, they could get an easy out before becoming foreclosed. That'll ruin a lot of stuff in the background, so save them a lot of time and headache. And so I'll be that paper shuffler, that person to kind of get in contact with everything. So pretty excited about it. And other than that, just been riding my bike, rode all week, and I'm getting geared up for this would-be storm coming in. The dual Laura and Marco. Marco's already coming up.
Wow.
And I don't know if you've been following the Gulf Coast's weather, but it's coming. Marco is not gonna be as bad, but Laura looks like it's gonna they said it was gonna hit us, impact us directly, and then I think Thursday or Friday said it may go east of us, which still impact other people. Hopefully,
right.
Safe. But as far as the Houston Gulf Coast is concerned, they said it was not. And then I saw this morning my buddy posted well, darn, like I think it's gonna come straight for us.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, they say like the forecast is like 130 miles out, 4 days out, 3, 2, 1. So then, of course, we're gonna get some rain tomorrow. I know through Friday, Saturday, and the rest of. Yeah, it's gonna be intense. So I think I may take my bicycles and my teardrop trailer and Tito and go out of town for a weekend. Just get out of here.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's probably smart.
Austin's a good place, and so there may be some trailer parks that I can hunker down at, like for 4 or 5 days. Just go ride my bike, hang out with Tito there, let him ride or run the trails, and have a good time. So
perfect. Yeah. Sounds like a perfect way to escape.
Exactly. Yes. How's your weekend been?
Oh gosh, it has been an amazing week. Yesterday, I'll just start with yesterday because it's just so much seems to happen. Yesterday, my friend, mentor, business brother, book coach was in town, and he is actually originally from Texas. He's between Dallas and Houston. And so he was in Kansas City yesterday. And so we had lunch for 2 or 3 hours, which always happens because we just have this amazing mastermind session. And then I left there and went to one of my friends' nonprofit for first responders and veterans team building networking event. So it was really great to volunteer for that. And we're excited to see what's coming up next year when we're getting back together and doing golf tournaments and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw that picture. You and what's his name?
Darren.
Darren, yeah.
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 So it was that's cool. So that's good that you guys got to connect and got to have a good lunch. Where'd y'all go to lunch?
Just next door to where I work. So I had to work yesterday for a couple hours. So we just go to it's not a little, but just a place next door. It's called First Watch. I don't know if you have them in Texas.
First Watch. What is that, like a Whataburger?
No, it's it's a breakfast lunch cafe.
Ooh, we have breakfast lunches. It's called the Egg and I. That place is good. Or
it's kind of like that.
Le Madeline. Oh man,
kind of like that.
The tomato basil soup is pretty amazing. So
nice.
Yeah, and
and then the fundraising event the fundraiser event was just really to connect with all the other volunteers, but it was at a horse barn. And so we got to see the horses and see how they're trained, and they do equine therapy there, horse therapy for PTSD.
Okay.
Like addiction recovery and things like that. So for first responders and veterans, but for anybody else. But they also had these what are they called? Rope course. So it's like climbing up a telephone pole, and then we'll be walking across a rope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, we haven't done it yet, but we will be doing it in the future. So I'm excited about that.
Take your GoPro or something. Video.
Oh, right. Yeah. I do need to do that. Be awesome.
Good for you. Yeah, this week has been good. It's been tons of just soaking everything in. Like I've been reading books and just getting everything set up and building a good foundation for my real estate business. And I'm pretty happy. I'm so excited. Like anything new, like it's just all systems go. It's learning, growing. I mean, it's awesome. So
Oh, wait. And I also finished, sorry, I forgot. I also finished my chapter for my new upcoming book. It's a co-author book called Fire Starters. So I finished that this week as well.
Nice. What are some of your, do we talk about this? What are some of like your top 3 books for, I don't know, like motivation or getting, I don't know, like, because there's a bunch of like books on, for me it was like real estate stuff, like top 3 to 5 books to read that will help improve your business. But like, I guess motivation or like how to like self-improvement, what would you say?
Yeah, so have to say Service Mindset by my friend Farnoosh Brock, who I just interviewed for my podcast. That episode will be out next week.
Cool.
Wonderful, wonderful book. And then Steal Like an Artist.
Steal Like an Artist
is one of my favorite books.
I'm writing it down.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. What's another good one? Growth Mindset.
Growth Mindset.
By Carol, I think it's Growth Mindset. If it's not Growth Mindset, it's just Mindset. But it's the difference between fixed and growth mindset, and it's Carol Dweck.
Cool.
DWECK. Yeah. What about you?
Well, for me, I've read. Okay, so I've read a bunch of books, but like this one called "Way of the Superior Man" by David Deida, and I think it'll be good for women as well, but mainly it's geared towards men. And then another one. So this was a foundation, but like there's of course things has changed. It's called The Game by Neil Strauss. It's like a dating relationship type thing, and like not just a dating relationship. It's like it's almost like a foundation for like work-life relationship and family stuff, and then I'm listening to the one. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Everyone in the business world has read or heard it. And then Dale Carnegie's what is that called? Darn, I'm looking it up right now.
How to Influence Friends.
Yes. Yeah, that one.
Yes. Also a wonderful book.
Pretty much how to be an influencer, but not like Instagram style, like traditional stuff.
Right. Also, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill is amazing.
Okay, I'm writing that one down. Napoleon Hill. Cool. Yeah, I have my book list here. So I've listened to Getting to Yes and 5 Love Languages. Have yet finished it, and then Secrets of the Millionaire Mind and the Proximity Principle. Yeah.
With T. Harv Eker.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah.
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 Well, we got same mindset, same entrepreneur spirit. So yeah, we read similar books.
And today, like I have this bike. It's like a little personal boombox I can like tie up to my bicycle handle.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go train on my mountain bike, it's usually somewhere where it's like on the pavement. And like it's usually for like 2 to 3 hours, and these audiobooks are amazing. So like I'll Bluetooth that connection with that, speaker. Headphones is okay, but sometimes it's too loud in my ears, and so I don't get. It's too loud, and it will ruin my hearing. Plus, I can't hear people around me, like beside me or whatever. So
right.
But yeah, so it's like I'm on like the 5th chapter, of the audiobook, so
nice.
Pretty good. It's like opened up my eyes and ears and brain on everything, and so I encourage anyone in the business world, I'm sure you've heard of it. If not, Rich Dad Poor Dad is a good starter foundation book, and then just branch off from there. So
Agree.
great. Well, I'm super excited. We already had a comment from Setting Things Down. Hello, SPD.
Hello.
Yeah, so hello, Mr. Setting Things Down. So thank you for commenting. So anyway, so we are going to get into 10 and 11. And then, let me bring that up. So the wedding.
Oh, yes, the weddings.
And loved ones gather while the remaining couples prepare to become husbands and wives. Who will say I do, and who will leave the experiment alone? So, which one was first?
Gigi and Damien.
Okay, so yeah, Gigi and Damien. So Gigi and Damien, so going into it, like they've been back and forth, you know.
The whole time.
She created so many issues, and it like got to the point that like Damien really had to be very forceful in his attitude and his demeanor and his character, and it seemed out of character for him because he seemed like a super cool guy like Kenny or I keep forgetting his name.
Mark.
No, not Mark. See, that's a difference. He belongs to Cameron. Keep forgetting Cameron. So they, you know, they're kind of in that same category as chill, laid back. But then, like, why does Gigi have to like press his button so much to get reactions? It's like, you know, he's a very nice, easygoing guy. I mean, I don't know what else she wants from him to like you know, for her to understand that, yeah, this is love, then you get married. Like, she's just way too much. She's a lot of work to me.
Well, I mean, we've kind of said that all season, right? We've said that about every episode, that she's a lot of work. And he's literally crying the whole time. So you know he is just like battling some inner stuff. Like, this is going to be the worst thing I have to do. And what does he do?
Well, leading up to it, I mean, they kind of tease us a little bit because I don't know what she was thinking he would say yes. And so, you know, because in the back of her mind, she would have been like, man, we've been fighting. It's almost like a job, pretty much. It's like if you don't, it's like you're at a job and you're going back and forth, and then like you walk into the manager's office or whatever, you know, i.e. the altar, you know, it's like, dude, like, I don't know. And so at the end of the day, he declines. Yeah. He declines, and you know, it wasn't no surprise. I was like, in the beginning, I was like 80-20. I was like 80, he would say no, 20, he would be like, okay, yes, but then we got to fix some stuff, you know?
Right.
And, but the stuff was like major. It was like ongoing. And even in his explanation of why he said no, it was totally bullet pointing because you're not ready. And I felt that we're arguing and just a lot of things going on, like issues that she wasn't ready. He was ready. I mean, I think it'd be nice if Damien and Kelly hooked up, and that would have been a better match. No.
I think Kelly and Mark would have been a better match.
True. Yeah, definitely, because they don't know what they want.
Right.
Especially Kelly, but that's the next one. But Damien, like, yeah, and so she, like, her reaction was just as bad. Well, not just as bad as Carlton's reaction, because she still like said some derogatory stuff. She ran out of the building and
ran down the drive and out onto a street. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so she totally, you know, acted like a little brat, like what we were saying, like her persona is, I want my cake and eat it too. There's no compromising. You have some say, but at the end of the day, I'm the boss, and I'm going to tell you what to do. And so, which works, which may work well in business, but not in a relationship.
Yeah, she didn't take ownership of anything that she.
No, heck no.
No.
And then, so then she runs out of the church or wherever she's at and runs through the dumpster and the fence line, and then slips on this slope and
I know.
Dress and all muddy, and then she runs barefoot out on some bridge, and her mom chases her, and her mom is like, no, 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 you should have said no. It's like, okay, at that point, it's like, okay, you want your daughter to lie? Like, at that point, it's like, if she really loves him, she should say yes, right? And then I don't know, like, I think her mom was kind of wrong to say she should have said no at that point.
Well, I think I agree with you completely that her mom might not have. Those weren't the best time to say that. You know what I mean? Like, this all should have been discussed before you get up there. If you were going to say yes, if you were going to say no. Like we saw last time with Lauren and Cameron, she was like, I don't know if I'm going to say no. And he was like, I get it that I don't know. But you would think that Gigi and Damien would have said that because they were so back and forth throughout. And if her mom was telling her at that point, yeah, you should have said no, it's almost like, Mom, it's too late. You should have told her to say that a couple hours before. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was just bad advice, because, like, at that point, she should have said, like, okay, you loved him, something obviously went wrong. Don't say, your judgment was bad. If you really loved him, yeah, say yes, but something went wrong. We need to discuss this. And at the end of the day, she was like, I'm running the show. We have to sit down and talk about this, which I think it was good to talk about it, but it should have happened 2 days prior to the wedding.
Right. And I feel like her mom was saying that because she was embarrassed for her.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And so it was really not even about her feelings. It was just the embarrassment and trying to cover it up. Yeah.
Yeah. But to me, it just looked a little worse than just like, just bowing out professionally. And then they sat down, talked about it, and when everything's gone, everybody's gone, and his friends, they all walk out in the parlor or whatever, and his friend's like, what happened? I'm like, what do you with that comment, I'm like,
you were there.
You knew what was going on. Like, your friend told you in the so-called bachelor boring library party or whatever.
Right.
Like, he wasn't happy, saying, it's like, okay, so he's upset, they talk, and then she's like, what happened? And she knows what happened. It's like, how can you not, know about that, situation? And she should have took ownership. And to me, I don't think she took ownership.
Mm-mm.
But
that was who she was all season. So
yeah, she never took ownership. She took ownership of she commanded a lot of things, but she never really took ownership of the ship she was steering. And I could see her jumping off the ship, jumping back on, back and forth. Like, that's how she is. That's how she's been since this whole season. And so, in hindsight, I'm just like, okay, I don't want to date a girl like that. It's almost like that movie.
Note to self.
Yeah, note to self. Don't act like, or don't hang out or date these kind of women. But it's like that movie. I don't know. It's maybe a weird analogy, but Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Those kids that act up.
Yes.
And like one kid is snotty, the other kid is, eats all the chocolate, is, just hoarding everything. The other one's like smart alecky, and the other one lies. It's like, don't act like that. Like, if something bad's gonna happen, you're gonna blow up like a blueberry, like, like Veronica Salt, or whoever. You're gonna get shrunk down like Mike TV. It's like, so. Sorry, I had a little tangent there, but well, so go back to the room. They're talking, and then they're all like, "Okay, that happened," and then I think it just, of course, all this sad, whatever, and then it cut. So, but yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll wait till after we talk about the weddings before we talk about the last episode.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about the weddings.
Okay.
So then we'll cut it to, which one do you want to talk about?
Well, I have Amber and Barnett next, and I have to say, I've never, throughout the whole show, I never saw Amber so incredibly soft and vulnerable and just really like sweetheart kind of a person. Before you see her almost like the jokester, the smart ass, trying to, have fun. And this, when she's in her dress and her makeup and her hair is done, she is just absolutely, well, first of all the brides were absolutely stunning, but she was just really soft and vulnerable and just in the moment of being a sweetheart. So it was really great to see that. And then Barnett, it was great to watch him stand there, and you could just tell by the look on his face, like he was just smitten.
Yeah. He was like, holla.
Yeah.
Hey-o, I got me a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it kept cutting in and out with like the pros and the cons of like Barnett, if he should say yes or no.
Right.
And of course, everyone knew Amber was going to say yes,
Right.
And so like it kept saying like, I didn't finish college. I got college debt. I have a makeup credit card. That's probably not uncommon for most women and or men. I don't know. But
not a credit card, but maybe a college debt. Yes.
Yeah, college debt. So, and I was happy to see them. Barnett say yes. It's they belong together. Yeah, I did see that vulnerability. Amber puts up that like tough, don't mess with me kind of persona, and which is good. It's it works for her. And Barnett's a cool guy. I mean, everyone loves him, and it was a good, he worked it well in the beginning episode to like pick and choose.
Right.
I'm still thinking he should have picked Elsie, but whatever. Okay.
Well, I'm sure Elsie, when she watches this, she will be reaching out to you, Mondo.
Yeah, Elsie, don't hesitate to email me. Again, I will show you my phone number. There you go. Reach out to me, email me. You need to buy sound best, hit me up.
You're in the Houston area. Give them a
call. H-Town. So anyways, yeah, so anything else with Barnett and Amber? I mean, that was kind of a sealed deal in the beginning.
Yeah. I just thought it was really sweet. Their wedding was very sweet.
When she was waiting to walk out, her mom was like, said something that kind of upset Amber, and she's like, well, I'm here. I fought for my man, this and that. Like, what did her mom say? I don't remember.
I don't remember. Oh, I think it was something like we can go now, or we can turn around, or something like that. We don't have to do this.
Yeah, and then like she said, well, I fought for my man, and I'm not gonna like back down or whatever. I was like, that's kind of an awkward situation before you walk into a wedding or whatever. But yeah, she did kind of have to not fight for her guy, but like defend her relationship, from the dreaded Jessica Messica.
Messica after last week, right?
Messica. So
let's jump in that one. Let's just jump in there and go for it.
So many thorns of vines in that relationship. So it's, actually, her setting was probably the nicest of all the other weddings.
Right.
And she doesn't deserve that. Like, it was super nice.
It was beautiful. And I kept thinking the whole time, why are you smiling?
Yeah.
You know what you're going to do. Why are you smiling?
Exactly. And so she was all like, so happy. Oh, this is the best day of my life. I've been waiting this for 34 years. I'm, whatever. And so, man. And then his friend was like, okay, what do you think the outcome is going to be? Trying to like talk the last sentence to him before he would embarrass himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, so hypothetically, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think she's going to say? And like his response was like, she says yes, great. She says no, okay. Like he was so kind of like lackadaisical about it. And I'm just like, dude, it's on national TV. This isn't just like, okay, do I want an apple to eat or a banana for lunch or whatever?
No, though.
What's that?
Okay, and we're back.
We are back.
And we're back. Yeah, I said I think Mark at that point was pretty much done. Like he was checked out. He was like, well, at this point, if she says yes, great. And if she doesn't, okay, I'm going to be fine no matter what. I think he had finally come to the conclusion that she wasn't the end all be all. So.
Right. Yeah, it's, man, I don't know.
I was watching it. It was so cringing to watch. First of all, theirs, because body language speaks volumes.
Yeah.
And as he was walking down the aisle, his hands were in his pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, everything about that.
And then he whispered something to his mom and they cut it. So I'm like, I wonder what he said. And his mom never looked happy throughout the whole thing.
His mom looked like she was on Xanax the whole time, to be honest. Or some kind of like, I don't know, not sedative, but like some kind of downer. Because every time she blinked, it took her like 3 seconds for her eyelids to come back up. Did you ever notice that? I noticed little things.
Pay attention.
Maybe I'm just weird, but like, it's like, dang, his mom is super calm. Like, and the way she talked was like super slow. I think she was some kind of like anxiety thing. But yeah, she.
Well, you would know the medical profession than me, so.
What's that? What?
I said you would know since you're in the medical profession more than me.
Well, maybe. I don't do prescriptions, but it looked like something was going on. But
I just thought she was angry the whole time, and I was like, "Oh, this is not a good look for your mom to be looking like that."
Yeah.
On your wedding day.
Yeah, he was so unsure. He looked like me before like a college exam that I never studied for. Like I think it's A. I think I'm just gonna bubble in C because the statistics say C is gonna be the right answer 65% of the time. Like he just looked on that level very unsure, like throwing darts at his relationship, and so.
I thought it was interesting. thought it was interesting that they didn't have flowers. That was one thing I noticed. Where all the other brides were carrying the traditional bridal bouquet, she did not.
Because they probably knew, like, we're going to save some money. She's going to say no. And we're not going to waste that off on flowers. We're going to keep it bare bones because that place costs 3 times as much as the other places. Because it's Chicago.
Right. It was a beautiful setting.
So it's like, okay, we ran out of money. We're going to give them pearls or something to carry that looks nice. You know, fake pearls or whatever.
And that's, again, if they were in Chicago, her family wasn't there.
Yeah.
Another thing, another tell, right? That they weren't there. But her facial expressions, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you looking like that? You need to be like crying or something because you know you're going to say no.
Yeah. Yeah, she was super fake. And I mean, if I was his buddy, I'd boomeranged him out of there. I'd be like, chopped it, you know, did something, like punch him in the gut. Oh, you can't go on this wedding. Okay, we got to go to the hospital. You know, you're done.
Your appendix bursting, something.
Bursting. We can't go on the wedding. Let's try it tomorrow or something. Oh, you know, it's like, dude, I saved you the embarrassment. You know, like, but so bad. Like, so then he says yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even up to like when she's walking up to the aisle, he's so like, oh my gosh, she looks so good. It's like, dude, okay, like give her, she understands that you like her way too much. And then she walks up and it's just so cheesy. It's so like fake. I mean, you could just tell. Anybody could tell. It's like smile. Actually, I liked her friend, the brunette. She was pretty hot. She was hotter than Mark. Should have hollered at her friend.
Well, and she walked over to the aisle, and I think they hugged and kissed. And she's like, "I'm so happy," or whatever she said, and he's like, "I love you," like, all starry-eyed again.
Yeah. So they go up. He says yes. And the guy, he's like, all right, do you take Mark to be your lawful heir and blah, blah, blah. And she said, I cannot. And I was like, dude, Mark, you know what she was going to say? And like, he just like did one of those, you know, closed his eyes and it's like, dang, you know, it's like, but I mean, the whole time she was giving you no feelings. It was more amicable. It was more friendship. I mean, it was just bad all around. So it's not her fault. It's his fault for not identifying that.
Well, come on. It's her fault too. She didn't take ownership of her feelings either.
Yeah, of course. But he should have been like, dude, like he should have more respect for himself to bring it up to like, I don't think this is going to go well for me, and I don't feel like you're reciprocating my emotions towards you. So I'm going to take a step back, like we talked about last week, take a step back and then reevaluate. He tried to do that in like separating the wall. Remember they sat in different rooms and like she was in the bedroom, he was in the living room. But yeah, she let him on way too much.
Yep.
But things still weren't solved. You know, she was still commenting on the age thing and then the financials, like career-wise, it was like really just cringeworthy.
Cringeworthy, yes, exactly.
Yeah. So,
okay, moving on.
Who else we got?
Kenny and Kelly.
Kenny and Kelly. That tornado. So Kelly. So then, and oh man, so they get ready. He's all excited. To me in the beginning, I knew this was not going to end well. But because she said, like, I see Kenny more as a friend. You know, the feelings aren't there. I think it was in like the last episode or the last show we talked about.
Yeah.
And so I already knew she was not gonna say yes. And I don't know how else that he could have brought it up to where, like, because she was giving him feelings and giving it back to him, everything but the physical, of course, you know, no sex or whatever. And I still, you know, it's like, okay, fine. To me, I'd be like, okay, we, you know, only know each other for a month. That's fine. We can wait. But, like, it was a total 180 on Kelly's part. I mean, he totally blindsided him. She totally blindsided him. And so I think she still has her own personal issues, and she totally tricked him out. She totally tricked him out, like covered up a lot of things that he did not know. Maybe he should ask more questions. I don't know. What else could he have done to understand that she was not there yet?
I just don't think she was willing to say, to be honest. I don't think she was willing to talk about what was really going on with her. Because you're right, there was so much going on. But then at the end, I have to say, so basically, you know, she says, no, I can't. Whatever she says, I don't recall. But then he stands there and is like, gives this amazing speech to all the families, like, I love you all. And it's like, did you have that planned? That was really good.
Yeah, that was like the perfect exit speech.
Right. Like you couldn't just make that shit up, right? So what did you, what was going on? Did you kind of know? So that was my thought.
He probably had an exit speech planned out to say, okay, what if she says no? I'm going to say this. When she says yes, everything will be fine and dandy. But, like, he probably had a bunch of, like, okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to be as professional as I can. He did it perfect in front of millions of people, especially employers, you know, because people are like, okay, this is his character. This is how he's going to act in the face of adversity and problems, how he's going to act in a business side.
For sure.
Did it perfect. So, like, yeah, so kudos to him, whether he made it up or not. If it was on the spot, great. It, you know, made it up. It was good for him.
Oh, he did a great job.
Yeah.
He looked like stellar, and she still's like a mess. And her mom was drunk, and her mom's like,
yeah,
what just happened?
Right. She looked at Kenny's parents like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, and it's just crazy. Like, she was even Kelly was even like, he checked off all the boxes. I don't know why I'm not in love with them. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. It's like, I mean, what else could he have done other than be more kinesthetic with her? But he was already like touchy-feely. They just did not have that sexual connection, I guess.
But sometimes you just don't have that chemistry with somebody, and you just are friends, and there's not that willingness to go forward, you know, into something more. That's just like, we're good with friends. I mean, I know you enough to know, I'm sure you friend zoned lots of people.
Yeah. But I never let it get that far enough to be like I would never bring them to like a holiday event and say, this is my girlfriend. And she's like, well, this is my actual friend. We're not boyfriend. I'm, you know, that kind of
right. Or propose, and you're at the engagement party, and she's like, by the way, we're just friends. Yeah.
So, oh man, I feel for Kenny. So she said no, and then, okay, she walks out, and like, it was almost like I felt, well, Kenny did the right thing, said that great speech, left, and then at the back, he was like, dude, I don't want you to record me. I'm not, you know, this is not part of it. And they're just asking a question. Do you think the relationship is still going to go on after this? He's like, that's not fair. It's really weird. Like that's not fair to ask me. Don't ask me that. I don't know. And at that point, you do know. You're not gonna continue a relationship with a girl that totally played you for a month, led you on, like up to like the very last 4 episodes, or the last
Right.
2 episodes. She was all into you, and then the last 2, she's like, I don't know if I love this guy, or I'm more friends, and so it's like it's tough, to gauge that. It's like, do I want to continue? And at that point, I would have been asking her questions, like what I would have told Kenny is like, you got to ask her, are you in love with me? Like, do you feel the feelings? I feel like you're more of a friend type thing. Like, what? Tell me if I'm wrong. And she's like, yeah, I get that feeling. I'm not in love with you. You're great. And at that point, I'm like, all right, we'll shut it down. We're done. Like, I'm not going to continue playing this game. So.
But that's what it is. It's a game / reality show. So of course they had to stir the pot somehow, right?
For sure. So up next we have Laura and Cameron.
Lauren and Cameron, my favorite.
Yeah. She looked good in her dress. She looked really good.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I totally cried when her dad showed up, and he cried. Oh, it was amazing. Just amazing.
I may have not shed a tear or 17 tears. Yeah.
There was might have been some onions being cut in the area, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, cooking onions and garlic, and onions were just. I was like, great.
Beautiful.
But yeah, it was good. And Lauren's mom was cool to like talk, and then the dad showed up. And then did we meet Cameron's parents? I don't know if we met them.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Well,
his friends we met.
Yeah, but I think Cameron's. No, that was Kenny. That was Kenny's parents. No, I think we met her mom. I don't know. I don't remember meeting his parents, but yeah, it was good. It was, what the result we thought we were all gonna expect out of that wedding. So
at least hoping for, because they were my favorite couple through the whole thing. So
yeah, it's awesome. And then is that it? Is that all we got?
That's it.
That's it. So then we're gonna continue to episode 11, the after show after the reunion, and which one did they talk about?
Which was a year later.
Oh, a year later.
Which is hard to think about, right? Like, gosh, I watched that thinking it was like now, and now it was a whole year later. So you're like sitting there going, wow, so these people technically have either been married for a year or they were married and got divorced already in that year.
Right.
Yeah.
Man. And so, of course, who do you want to talk about? Well, they had Carlton and Diamond first.
Yes. Yeah.
And that whole crazy.
Okay. So first of all, would you, Mondo, if someone threw the ring across the pool, would you have retrieved it so you can give it back to them?
Would I didn't hear that last part. Would I accept the ring again?
Gone and retrieved the ring so you can give it back to them.
Well, I would retrieve the ring because I spent a lot of money on it.
Thank you. I would return it, pawn it, something.
Yeah, sell it. Yeah. So that situation, it was insane because like he said he was getting death threats after what happened.
Right, and so did she. So did
And
she.
I guess she did too. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a whole crazy thing going on. And so, yeah, because they lit it up in that scene on the pool scene.
Yeah.
And to her right, he said a lot of offensive things, and I side with Diamond. That
Right. Same here.
I think everyone sides with Diamond because, like, if you're gonna lead somebody on, and then and like if you think personally that's a big deal of if what happened if you were bisexual or whatever, if you think it's a big deal, bring it up to your partner and maybe discuss it. And if that chapter is closed, then it's closed. If it's still open, then you kind of have to tell them, be like, look, I may be still into this or that, you know. And so, but I think it's important for Diamond to know because that's a part of him.
Right. Right. And he did say that well, maybe I heard it wrong. Maybe that was me wishful thinking. I thought he said he got help or was really like professionally dealing with this rather than just himself trying to figure it out. I think that's what he said. But the fact that they both had death threats, I thought was incredibly sad.
Yeah.
And truthfully, when we saw them back together at the pool, his anger was out of control. His anger was unnecessary, and she had every right to leave at that point. So kudos to her for realizing that in the moment. And now she's like, I'm going to get my PhD, man. Peace.
Good for herself. That's awesome. Yeah. But so in the middle of her, after she explained what she's doing to life, Carlton came back up and walked over to her and had the ring, but he said, I'm not going to propose to you. I want to give this to you as a token of accepting an apology of what happened and being friends. And I think that was good, a good step forward for him personally, to do that, to have some kind of closure and maybe right the wrong that he did and how he reacted. And so next time, if he feels that way, he'll remember, hey, it didn't go the way he planned and reacting volatile, and so, but he's still, like you said, he's still processing that kind of behavior, how he should not act. And so I don't think he's fully developed well, I guess. I don't know. But
well, bless his heart. That's all I can say is bless his heart. He is trying. You can tell he's trying. The going over and getting down on one knee, though, I thought that was a little excessive and awkward.
Yeah.
Then it almost went right back to where he was at the pool. She was like, well, I mean, I'll accept your apology and I'll give you a hug. And he was like, take the ring, put the ring on. And I was like, oy.
Yeah, he was a little
here we go again. Yeah. And here we go again.
Yeah, maybe he had kinks to work out, personally. So.
Yeah, and I'm just going to jump into Kenny and Kelly.
Yeah.
Kenny is like, I'm dating somebody fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, I'm so happy for Kenny. That's amazing.
Which I'm just going to put a side note on there. I do follow the people on on Instagram.
Yeah.
And he just proposed yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah.
Dang, good for him.
Yeah, to his new girlfriend.
Is she better looking than
Well, I'm not going to judge that. I'm not going to judge that, Mondo. She's beautiful. No, she's beautiful, but you'll have to go find it yourself.
Whatever. She's probably better looking than Kelly. She probably has a better everything.
Well, she's probably just more in tune with herself and able to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you notice, when Kelly was talking about Kenny and their little solution after the wedding, she made a little comment. She's like, well, we kind of, you know, circled around being in a relationship again or something to that effect. Do you remember hearing that?
No, I don't.
Oh man. Yeah.
I missed that part. I just thought to myself, like, she needs some serious counseling, coaching, something too.
Because she kept saying like, well, she dated her friend from the wedding who showed up there.
Yeah.
And she said that like she dated all these great guys, a whole lot of good guys, including Kenny. She's like, I don't know what's going on. But the thing is, to me, on the outside looking in, it's like she puts up this wall in front for some odd reason. So something's happened to her that like we don't know. She probably doesn't know, or something's clicked off in her brain. It's like she has to shut these people off. She has to automatically say no to things that could be right, or let things in. You know, and there's, I don't know, it's just crazy. I feel not sorry for the guy she's encountering to date, but it doesn't look good for anybody that she comes across. And so, you know, like you said, she needs some professional help to work that out, because if it's affecting her personal life, all these great guys she's missing, she's already, like she said, she's 32 or 34 now. Like, you know, she wants children, she wants a family. It's gonna go by quick.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just felt like she had, it was almost her reaction. And again, it was TV, so who knows if that was it. But when Kenny was talking about his girlfriend, she was like, really? You're dating somebody? It's like, why wouldn't he? He's a great guy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, I definitely agree. But
yeah,
good for him.
So let's dive into Jessica and Barnett.
Jessica and Barnett?
Not Jessica Barnett. Amber and Barnett. Sorry, that was my bad.
Well, okay. So Jessica and Mark. Okay.
Either one. You pick.
But there was a cross interaction though with Amber and Jessica.
Yes, that's why I thought
so I think why, like, I don't remember. I think it was when they were featuring Barnett and Amber. And so, but we already talked about that. So Jessica and Mark, they were talking, of course, we all know, like, she's fake. She was talking like, I liked them up until the wedding. No, you didn't. And then if we want to talk about what Amber said to Jessica,
yes.
she said, no, B, you are disingenuous. You lie, you know, in front of me. You're trying to get with my man. You lied to my friend Mark. Like, he made his choice with you. You know, you had eyes for Barnett, and it's all circling around you. So and women like you are bad for the community, pretty much. That you know, they have other agendas in their lives to ruin other people's lives, and so that's what I got out of it. And so and she's two-faced, you know, and so Amber said what Mark should have said, you know, 2 to 3 weeks prior, or in that dang room when Jessica encountered Barnett, and when she was all messed up and drunk,
right?
And like said, "Oh, you sure you ready for this?" You know, so Mark should have stepped up to the plate, and Mark still didn't have the cojones to say, "You know what, Amber? Thank you for saying that. Thank you. At least said thank you. I appreciate that. You said what I should have said 2-3 weeks ago, but yet." He still said, no, you know, I understand. He was still sucking up to her. He's still being a beta male, pretty much. Like, still should, you know, like, it needs a lot of growing, even after that year, even after seeing him looking like a little boy, like sucking up to this lady that had all the power, all the strings, and dangling carrots over his head, and still he did not have the wherewithal, the manhood to say, you know what, Amber, thank you for saying that. I appreciate you having my back. You know, I love you, girl. You're my friend. You and Barnett are great. But yeah, she's right, Jessica. She's right. What you did to me the past, you know, month or two, you used me to get on the show instead of, he said, oh, well, you know, I understand where she was coming from, and I sympathize with her and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, come on, man. So he still didn't learn anything after a full year.
Well, he may just chose the high side and not the low side. However, I will say when Amber said that, Jessica responded with, "I'm so sorry."
No,
But
but
she didn't say, "I'm so sorry" to Mark.
right. And she said it's not her fault. She said it wasn't her fault. She said it's not her fault. This happened. I'm not embarrassed. It's all about me. And when she walked out of there, when she said no at the altar, her little girlfriend, her friend said, "I'm embarrassed for her." Who cares about Jessica? I'm embarrassed for him.
So Mark, right.
Do you remember her little girlfriend saying that while she
Yes.
sit down?
Yes.
Like who? Like,
who cares?
Mark is the one. Mark is the one putting it all on the line here. And again, it all circles around her, and he should have took control of that situation since he felt that she still liked Burnett, and he didn't man up, and so now he still has a lot more growing to do, and another lady's gonna walk all over him. It's gonna happen. Into his next relationship.
Well, I hope for Jessica's sake, she kept saying, "Well, I did see all those cringeworthy scenes." And I thought, honey, you need AA, okay? Let's just be real. You need AA. And I know you moved out to California, so I hope you got life straightened out now.
God. Heck no. There's so many more
cringeworthy.
There's more things than one.
Isn't even the half of it.
Yeah. She needs to stay away from Napa Valley. She even said, "I drank too much. I have a problem." Like, yeah, we knew since the second episode, you have a drinking problem. Second episode. So yeah, it's insane, and so yeah, it was. She needs, and I found her on Instagram, and I just see her little posts, and she still has the same fake mannerisms. Her voice is like this cutesy little high pitched, Valley girl voice. I'm like, dude, you're unreal. So
I can't follow.
Yeah, I probably need to unfriend her.
The rest of them, yes. Her,
yeah. No. So that was it. I think that was the end of that.
Gigi, Damien.
Oh, Gigi. Oh yeah, hello. I forgot about
and
Gigi.
They worked it out.
Oh God, I dated a Gigi. It was not pretty. I had to. Oh, gosh. I had to call the cops on a Gigi once.
Oh God.
Yes, and I still have the voice recordings of her, so I have to save that for the rest of my life.
I will say, she took out her extensions. She took out her extensions, and she seemed much more calmer. So I'm hoping for the best that they've grown.
Dude, he needs to move on. He can do better. He can do way better. Seriously. He can do way better than her. She's not mature. She's still this little girl, this bratty little girl that when her credit card gets maxed out, she's going to whine and complain. That's how she acts. That's her persona. That's her MO. That's her character. And he's mature. He's ready to settle down. He can do way. He's dating down, to be honest. So just like Kenny was with Kelly.
Well, and Cameron and Lauren and Barnett and Amber are still married after a year. And so that's so refreshing to see.
Yeah.
Because it might have gone the other way. It might have been like, oh, well, we're divorced now.
Yeah.
So that was really neat.
Good.
And Diamond and Mark, there was a little, maybe they should date now type of conversation.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Well, it was, I can't think of her name. Is it Vanessa Lachey?
Yeah.
Her advice was, well, you guys are both single. Maybe you guys could, date now.
Nah. Diamond would totally run him over. Like Diamond, I could see her. She's pretty tough. She has
she's feisty.
Like, she has the mentality of a Gigi, but more refined, like a boss, like a real boss lady. Like
For
she's
sure.
a real boss lady, like mature boss lady. Gigi is like a pretender boss lady. She's like, I'm gonna run this, but I'm gonna complain about it. And she's like, I'm gonna run this, and this is how it's gonna be. And if you don't like it, you can get off the shit. I'm not gonna want to complain. This is how, you know. But she's like, and she's also compromising too, because like when her and Carson were talking at the pool, it was like, okay, let me hear you out. Like it was like, let me hear you out. You know, let me give you a chance. I'm here. I'm not gonna make this a wasted opportunity. Maybe this is something that we can get through, right? It was a compromise situation. So that maturity, Gigi could maybe learn from, you know, going forward instead of just whining and complaining. But I doubt it. But
Right.
but yeah, I can see it. Yeah, Diamond's a really cool lady. I like Diamond.
I like that too.
Hopefully she'll find a good wholesome man. So
Agreed. Well, you know, truthfully, I hope the best for everyone. I just love Lauren and Cameron and watching, you know, them grow over the last whatever few months that I've been stalking them or watching them, whatever you want to call it, on Instagram. But you know, and she is so mature. You know, she never said anything bad about anybody else in the pod. She was never gossiping. She went in, I think, knew exactly what she wanted, and she walked out with somebody that they're right for each other.
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. So that's great. So I think we're done.
Woohoo!
I'm happy, but I'm sad that we're finished. It's been a good journey. It's been fun talking about this season. I'm sure they're gonna start up another season. But they might have already done it and they're probably producing it or editing or something. I'm sure they keep rolling.
Well, it did say coming spring of 2021. So
okay. Hopefully it was before the epidemic or the pandemic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that would be really weird. Or it would work because you're in the pod.
You're in the pod, right? Yeah.
Right?
Perfect. Social distancing, connection, and then, but they all have to get tested before they kiss. So you see them getting like those little nose swabs getting stuffed in their nose. Yeah, that'll be very interesting. How about that?
Pandemic partnering or something, right?
Love is Blind -pandemic style or something weird. So, well, cool. Excellent.
Well, Mondo, it's been so fun, and we'll have to do this again.
Definitely. I definitely appreciate you. Discussion and being my TV companion.
Good times.
So, all right, and then say one last thing where people can find you and your business and all that good stuff. So,
absolutely, you can find me on Facebook at Shay Sparks, and you can also find me all my social media, but on my podcast and books and everything else at shaysparks.com.
Awesome. Good for you. And in my thing here, you can find me there. Coming to a neighborhood near you, realtor, and everything. So
awesome.
Well, signing out. Thank you so much. And till we meet again, we'll definitely discuss another time. But until then, take care, guys. Adios. Full Thing Creations. All right, we're out.
Bye.